On Sunrise, new details this morning about the deadly school shooting in Texas.
And we were all hiding behind the stage in the cafeteria when it happened.
This morning, parents demanding action as we learn more about the gunman's plan of attack.
And expect damp conditions this morning. I'll let you know when the sun shines, plus when temperatures warm up.
And relief for parents this morning. Extra baby formula is finally in the U.S. Just how long it will take before showing up on store shelves. Plus, a landmark day in Minnesota. Aurora FC plays their first game in a few hours. Before the match, they're live with us to bring the excitement right into your living room. It's Thursday, May 26th. KARE 11 Sunrise starts now.
Everybody was scared. We were all panicking because we didn't know what was really happening.
New this morning, a Texas third grader is taking us inside the nation's deadliest mass shooting in a decade.
Yeah, it's so hard to hear from those kids there. In just hours, Minnesota DFL leaders will speak about the shooting.
CC has more in that on 1 minute. First, though, we need that Thursday forecast from Guy.
Yeah, expect the clouds to stick around throughout the day. Temps start warming up from the upper 40s, eventually hitting the mid 50s. Highs today will be in the low to mid 60s. Again, keeping the clouds for the majority of the day. We'll start clearing out this evening, and I'm tracking a better day come tomorrow.
Good stuff, Guy. Thank you. 6:01. Looking at the roads here, if you're getting ready to head out, looks like a crash just popped up, unfortunately, in the North Metro. If you're coming from Coon Rapids along this stretch of 94 southbound. So we'll pop that up in a traffic camera and have an update in just a few minutes.
And she just had this nature around her that, you know, if she was around, she was just giggling and made everyone laugh and happy. And
Just into the newsroom, a heartbroken family remembers a little girl taken way too soon. Ileana Garcia was just 9 years old. She's one of so many gunned down inside a Texas elementary school.
In just hours, leaders in Minnesota will sound off on the violence in Texas.
DFL and community members are speaking out at the Capitol. Meantime, CC is learning new information about the attack.
Well, within the last few hours, we've learned more about the moments leading up to that deadly shooting. Authorities say moments before the 18-year-old gunman opened fire, he sent not just one, but 3 private Facebook messages. If you take a look at your screen, we have copies of those messages this morning. The first 2 messages, "I'm going to shoot my grandmother," and "I shot my grandmother." 15 minutes before the shooting, he wrote, "I'm going to shoot an elementary school." A teenage girl from Germany was allegedly on the receiving end of those messages. This morning, we're also getting a better idea as to who the gunman was. Those who knew him described him as a loner. He dropped out of high school and worked at a fast food restaurant. Police say he has no known criminal history and no mental health record, but he did recently post 2 AR-15 rifles on social media. He bought those when he turned 18 just over a week ago. He used one of those rifles to carry out Tuesday's deadly shooting that killed 19 children and 2 teachers. Just into the newsroom, an interview from a father who lost his daughter. He describes the heartbreak his family is facing right now.
From my understanding, she had a dress picked out and everything. So I'm gonna have to buy that dress, the one that she wanted, and we're gonna hang it up in her quinceañera whenever the time comes. Hang it both up there. So she's never gonna be forgotten. She's a big part of our family.
As we enter a new day, investigators are still trying to figure out why the gunman targeted an elementary school. Stick around. In about 30 minutes, I'll break down the red flags you can look out for to try to prevent gun violence.
All right, CC, thank you.
And as you wake up, the top trending stories you'll see online right now is former presidential and current Texas gubernatorial candidate Beto O'Rourke. He showed up and confronted Texas Governor Greg Abbott about the gun violence in Uvalde.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you're out of line.
Yeah, it's hard to hear, but O'Rourke is telling Governor Abbott, quote, "It is on you," arguing that red flag laws, universal background checks, and safe storage requirements would cut back on gun violence. And new this morning, O'Rourke speaks after confronting the governor.
This 18-year-old who just turned 18 bought an AR-15 and took it into an elementary school and shot kids in the face and killed them. Why are we letting this happen in this country?
Governor Greg Abbott says right now is a time for all Texans to come together to help those who are hurt.
The horror that descended upon those children and their teachers in Texas has prompted renewed calls for the Senate to pass H.R. 8. That's a universal background checks bill that passed the House last year. It would require most private gun transactions to go through a licensed dealer who could do a criminal background check. There are exceptions for things like selling or giving guns to relatives or target practice or hunting. Now, when it passed the House last year, most Republicans, including all the GOP Minnesota delegation, voted against it. And currently, it's Republicans that are blocking it from being voted on in the U.S. Senate.
Well, this morning you can help the victims in Texas and their community. Head to KARE11.com for a list of fundraisers and nonprofits you can contribute to, including GoFundMes and memorial funds. You will also find the latest on the shooting there.
1, 2, 3, put it down!
This morning, the intersection of 38th and Chicago in Minneapolis officially has a new name. George Floyd Square is a sacred space for racial healing and reflection. After Floyd's murder 2 years ago, city leaders renamed the square to honor Floyd's life.
New this morning, over 100,000 pounds of baby formula are almost ready to hit store shelves. We just got video in overnight from the formula being delivered to a Nestle plant in Pennsylvania. It is the second shipment from overseas. Nestle says you could see the formula on store shelves as soon as this weekend.
Now time for the other big headlines we're following this morning. Right now, a new statewide system to track untested rape kits in Wisconsin is live. It allows sexual assault survivors to follow the location of their kit through the testing process. Getting rid of the testing backlog and trying not to add to it is a top priority for lawmakers. This afternoon, Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan will celebrate the passing of the Free the Growler bill. They're at a brewery in Rochester. The bill raises the cap on growler sales and allows brewers to sell beer to go in refillable containers. Pools across the area are opening this weekend. In a few hours, the YMCA of the North is helping parents keep their kids safe at the pool and on the lake with some water safety tips. And the tips aren't just for kids, they're for parents too, like always keeping an eye on your child in the pool and never letting them swim alone. A new addition to the Como Zoo is waking up in its new home this morning, a zebra foal. Now the zoo needs your help naming Ulysses and Minnie's baby. You can submit your pick at Como Quest on June 4th and 5th. And those are your Thursday morning headlines.
Well, this morning we are 90 days out from the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
Yeah, but in about 10 hours, you'll be able to get a slice of the experience with the kickoff to summer at the fair. We have Christine Noonan, one of the fair spokespeople, with us on Zoom. Christine, thanks for hanging out with us on Sunrise.
Sure, thanks for having me this morning.
So glad to have you here. Why don't you tell us about this event? Because there's limited attendance. How do you get in on it?
Well, tickets are still available. You can buy them online through our website or just show up at the gate if you like as well. But if you do buy them online in advance, you will save $3.
Ooh,
all right.
That.
Yes, everyone wants to save some money. Okay, so Christine, when is this all happening? How many days does it last?
Well, it starts today at 4:30 and it will run through Memorial Day. So we're really excited to be able to give people, families and friends, an opportunity to come to the fair and enjoy the fairgrounds in a really relaxed atmosphere. We've got food from more than 30 state fair vendors, so some of your favorites, as well as a great mix of live music on 3 entertainment stages. We have shopping at some wonderful Minnesota merchants, including our sponsor Paddle North, giant slide rides, a lot of great slice of the fair experiences that we'll have starting today.
Fun. Now, the key question is, I know you said you can save $3, but how much do tickets cost?
Tickets in advance online are $12.50, and that includes all fees and taxes, and they are $15.50 at the gate.
What a deal.
Yes. All right, Christine Noonan with the fair. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Okay, if you're lucky enough to get a time slot, then here's what you need to know before you go. There are 2 entrances at Snelling and Hoyt Avenues and at Como Avenue, just east of the Coliseum. Parking is free. The event goes on, rain or shine. You'll also want to bring cash. Some vendors and activities like the giant slide only accept it.
Hot ticket.
Should be fun. All right, 6:09. Unfortunately, something popped up here, as I was alluding to earlier. 252 southbound, a crash involving a few vehicles, 3 vehicles, in fact, at Humboldt Avenue. So if this is your route, it is starting to cause a little slowdown. Folks are getting off on the shoulder to avoid this crash. The tow truck also just got there moments ago, so hopefully this clears up relatively soon. But again, zooming in closer, this is where it is up near Coon Rapids. If this is your route, give yourself some time. Let's get to Guy, though, in the backyard. Happy Thursday.
Hey, happy Thursday to you, and a better Friday on the way weather-wise. These low clouds are going to be sticking with us all day on Thursday. Let's get right into the maps here. Observed precip from yesterday. Yeah, we picked up some good amount of rain, too, especially east and south, too. Over 1.5 inches of rain picked up in the Rochester and southeastern Minnesota. Right around a 1/2 inch, just over a hash for the over a 1/2 inch of rain in the Twin Cities, but around 3/4 of an inch as you go east. Higher amounts fell in East Metro and into western Wisconsin. So after a wet and soggy Wednesday, showers will continue to exit the region, really. Just a few spotty showers north of Eau Claire and into northern Wisconsin. Minnesota will start to dry out, keep the cloud cover for today, and clear later on this evening. So sunshine coming a little bit later this evening, just before sunset, but the bulk of our clear weather tomorrow with warmer temperatures. 47 right now does feel like 42 with the north wind right around 10 miles per hour. Next 12 hours will show those temperatures starting to climb to around the low to mid 60s for the afternoon high temperatures. And then I told you you'll see a little bit of some sunshine there right before sunset. Later this evening, we clear up nicely tonight. Temps fall from the low 50s to the upper 40s by tomorrow morning. And we'll start off the day for your Friday nice and sunny. Sunshine, dry, and warmer weather tomorrow. Temperatures heat up this holiday weekend, so we'll be climbing into the 80s. Also, it'll be a little humid, too, a little muggy out there. That's going to help fuel up some of those showers and thunderstorms, as thunderstorm chances also look to increase for both Saturday and Sunday. So 64 today, clearing late, cloudy skies otherwise. 77, sunny tomorrow, nice and warm, northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's your 7-day forecast. Pop-up showers and storms. It's going to be a morning round Saturday, and then again in the afternoon and evening. Sunday, showers and storms, and then the warmest day Monday, 85.
Guy, thank you. It is a monumental day in Minnesota. We're just hours from kickoff for our state's newest team.
All the excitement is here with us this morning. Jen is live in the backyard with Aurora FC.
Yeah, we are. Lisa with Minnesota Aurora FC. She brought all the new merch. Check it out. Being sold at tonight's game, a very special game, as you know. The first one. We've got all the details coming up. Just 4 minutes.
Oh, can't wait to hear about that. Plus, at 6:16, how are phones impacting our mental health? Well, Google wants to find out, and they need your help.